All right, Dub and Emma here, and now we've got Larry Evans, a man who needs no introduction. How are you doing this morning, Larry?
Excellent, actually.
Actually, I will quickly say you're here with the North Peace Historical Society or the Fort St. John North Peace Museum, so thank you for stopping by.
Oh.
Another documentary night coming up tomorrow night at the museum, and you've got a wonderful film lined up to show everybody.
Yes, we do. It's called Alcan Highway Adventure Road to Alaska. Mm-hmm. We've never shown it before to the general public, but most of our documentaries on the highway are about the building of the Alaska Highway and the trials and tribulations and that.
Yeah.
This does a whole different spin on it. What it does, it starts out with shows a bit of the building of the Alaska Highway. Then it goes into traveling the Alaska Highway.
Okay.
Back in the 50s when it was so dusty you couldn't see your hand in front of your face sort of thing.
Oh, no.
And into the 90s where the beautiful scenery and everything jumps out at you. You go through Kluane National Park, which is a beautiful park up the highway. Mm-hmm. You travel along different places where people are out on the high range with horses and that, hunting sheep and what have you. You see a lot of the wildlife along the highway in this video. A lot of people don't realize it, but the Alaska Highway is, most of the young people, let's say anyway, don't understand the importance of the Alaska Highway and what it did to change our whole country. Mm-hmm. But this one takes you up the highway. You stop at Muncho Lake. You stop at the Sign Forest in Watson Lake, which is a must stop if you're traveling to Alaska.
Have to.
You get into, of course, you're in the Yukon and then up into Alaska. So it takes you from mile zero to Delta Junction. Mm-hmm. A lot of people think that it goes from Dawson Creek to Fairbanks, but it stops at Delta Junction. Mm-hmm. And the Richardson Highway takes you into Fairbanks. Mm-hmm. But along that route, you see a lot of things. I mean, it's, I'm just trying to think of what all it takes you through the winter time, traveling the road, the work that's done on the road constantly. They started working on that road once they built it, and they've never stopped.
Yeah,
There's always a section there
that they're improving or adding to, or what have you.
It shows that over the years, with the advent of a lot of newer equipment and that, it was easier to maintain. But it's still, there's sections of that road that are very desolate, and they have to make sure that's clear because you don't want to break down in an area along there, even today. Yeah. In the old days, it was something else. But. Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I remember right, not that long ago, Larry, they were installing telephones along some of the more desolate regions. Of
that's
which,
happened.
I mean, this documentary won't cover that because it's happened since then. But as you say, they're always doing something to improve it.
And on the highway, when I was a kid growing up, anybody traveling the Alaska Highway, and even today, if somebody was in trouble, they would stop and help them. Mm-hmm. I mean, that was just a gimme back in the old days.
I think during the cemetery tours, you had talked about how people would call for an ambulance or something along the Alaska Highway, but they couldn't quite pinpoint where they were. Yeah. They're just like, it's past the big rock, turn left, up 3 miles.
No, but this documentary does take you along the highway and different stages of the highway. A lot of, like I say again, a lot of the wildlife is shown in it now.
Okay, so it's
a
little
well
more
worth the review.
Certainly history involved, but like more of a travel log than
it is. It's on the Alaska Highway. Again, a lot of people don't realize the importance of the Alaska Highway, and how it changed everybody from Dawson Creek right up to Delta Junction. It was a whole new game.
Mm-hmm. And it's such a tourist attraction. I mean, people come from all over to drive to Alaska.
You see, since things have been happening, but prior to all the stuff that went down, the pandemic and everything, you could see every license plate from the United States and some from Europe.
Yeah, absolutely.
On that highway at one time or another. Mm-hmm. I pumped gas at 143 in 1967.
Yeah.
And I got to meet a lot of people and see a lot of license plates and that.
Wow.
Yeah, and a lot of probably interesting cars too.
I got some pictures of some of the things they tried to take up that highway. They're unbelievable. I don't know if they ever made it. They got as far as 143, but I never did figure out if they got all the way up because on the highway, the lodges and that all along, and a lot of them are gone now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But they all had a car a car sort of graveyard where people that broke down, it was impractical to do anything with it. So the nearest wide spot in the road, the lodge or the garage got it, and they usually put it in the back. And every one of them had 4 or 5, even up to 10 cars in the back.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
That was, just from breakdowns on the Alaska Highway. And it shows that, like in the 50s, it shows you just how, it was a challenge to drive it. It is still today, but not near as much as it was in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
Larry, you're such an advocate for the history of the highway. Have you ever gone all the way up to Alaska?
Oh, yeah. I got a certificate at Delta Junction saying that I drove the Alaska Highway.
Super cool.
And my son was stationed in Elliston Air Force Base, so we got to go up there.
Cool.
That's how I found out that everything stops at Delta Junction as far as the highway is concerned, but the Richardson Highway takes you to Fairbanks.
Yeah, and if I remember, we did that night at the museum together in, what was that, before Halloween or something? But anyway, we were chatting, and you had said you'd just come back you had gone up to Liard. And
my wife and I, we pop up, try to get to Liard once a year, and we went up to Toad this year, Toad River, and cabined it, and then up to Liard, and then back to Toad, and it was just a really nice, it was fall.
Absolutely.
But it was nice in the fall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Went to the hot springs, of course. That's another. There's a few things on the highway that apparently are a must stop. One of them, of course, is the Liard Hot Springs. The other one is the Sign Forest in Watson Lake. Are you familiar with the Sign Forest?
I've heard about it, yeah.
It was started by a young GI in, 1945, maybe 43, 44. But he was getting lonesome, so he put up a sign and he put his name of his town and how far it was from where he was. Yeah. And that started it. And the last time we were up there was I never did finish it. There was blocks and blocks and blocks of signs.
So we're talking
from all over the world.
Or more even.
Yeah, you take your sign up there and you put it up. So that's one stop.
Yeah.
But, set aside a whole day for it if you're going to really look at it.
Yeah, there you go.
Absolutely.
But anyway, that's what the documentary is about the Alaska Highway. It's tomorrow night at 7 o'clock by donation, of course.
Okay.
But we're not we'll shake you if we have to.
There you go. And by the way,
I always say that.
We were talking right before quick, Larry. I mean, if you buy stuff in the gift shop, which has lots of cool stuff, you're also supporting the North Peace.
Oh yeah, that's one of our mainstays is our gift shop. We have one of the best book collections in town, if not the world, on the history of this area and the history of a lot of other areas, and a lot of good reads.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so tomorrow night at 7 p.m. at the the Fort St. John North Peace Museum. It's documentary night. What's the name of the film again, Larry?
Alcan
Highway.
Highway Adventure to Alaska.
There it is.
And
stop by, check it out, make a donation. You'll
sure.
be supporting the museum and all the lovely work they do. Thanks for stopping by today,
Well,
Larry.
thank you very much for having me. I really
very
appreciate
much.
it.
This community interview is supported by your Member of Parliament, Bob Zimmer. Stop by his office in Fort St. John at 9916 100th Avenue and in Dawson Creek at 104